TheFrXion here, Tiger Tank 1-2, however you call me, I don't really care. And today we are playing the E75. Actually, we're going to be playing a live game, and this is going to be a live commentary gameplay. Because I thought the last time I played the E75 was, I think, 2 years ago. Okay, it was not the last time I played it, but was the last time I kind of made a gameplay video of the E75. And I thought, it's definitely time to get back into this tier 9 beast, and I wanted to talk about tier 9 matchmaking right now. But before we do that, I just wanted to point out that the E75 practically is the Tiger 2 that we have all been hoping for, but never really turned out to be the Tiger 2. Because the Tiger 2 in this game is very squishy. It definitely doesn't have a lot to do with the historically accurate Tiger 2, which was pretty impenetrable, especially with the tanks that the Allies had back then. But obviously the Tiger tanks had their flaws as well, that most of the time kind of get neglected, that they had horrible engine power, that their engines would, suffer a lot from the different temperatures, and that the engines will break down in a lot of different scenarios. But yeah, we're not playing a Tiger, we're not playing a Tiger 2, we're playing the E75, the tier 9 German heavy tank, the original, actually not the original one was the PK, but I think they shared their same place since this vehicle has been in the game for a very, very long time. And it has been, I think, my second tier 9 heavy tank in the game, and it is the standard kind of heavy tank at tier 9 that you can get, massive armor, decent, very, very good gun, slow reload, decent mobility. Overall it's a heavy tank, and it has those weak spots. The lower plate is a weak spot for tier 9, tier 10 tanks. You can penetrate the cupola on top, but it definitely does have a very, very good, I think, general stance in the community. People like this vehicle, and I think it's fair to say that I like it too. And before we get into the commentary part right now, I just want to thank all you guys for 339 subscribers. I didn't expect to get that many subscribers in that short amount of time, but it shows me that my content is being appreciated, and that makes me really, really happy. We just bounced off the T-34-3, but it was a weird shot. So yeah, today I just want to talk about tier 9 matchmaking, and why I think that tier 9s right now kind of are the most balanced vehicles in the game. Actually, the most balanced tier, for that matter. Because, let's face it, if you're in a tier 9 game like this, I think you can control most of the engagements, because tier 9 is the start of, the high tier, in my opinion. And it allows you to, oh god, that was bad to give them like this side armor. It allows you to, be quite flexible, and that's exactly what I like about tier 9s. It's not as chaotic as it is with, with the tier 10s, because tier 10s obviously are just like the most chaotic tanks, or the most chaotic tier in the game. And at tier 9, especially if you're playing in such a matchup where you're top tier, you do have like the upgrades that almost make you a tier 10. For example, the armor part that the Tiger 2 was missing. And now you have like the armor, and you have a great gun. So you can still be competitive when fighting tier 10 vehicles, but at the same time, when you're fighting like tier 8s and tier 7s, you are like this massive power. And I know with the current matchmaking system, it's not very balanced at all. But I think that if you're in a tier 9 and you have like a situation where you have to, control one part of the engagement somewhere, I think in a tier 9 it is the easiest to control a certain part of the map or an engagement. Because, let's face it, a tier 9 in such a game is very, very powerful, where a tier 8 in a tier 6 game is similar, but not as impressive as a tier 9 in a tier 7 game. Because that's just that huge of a step up. All of a sudden you have that crazy amount of pen, and I think even if you're in a tier 10 match, you can still do some damage. Because tier 9 obviously has like the advantage that they don't have to face tier 11 vehicles, because there are no tier 11 tanks. So tier 9 makes it rather easy for a lot of the people. And that's exactly why I like tier 9. I like to play my tier 9s more than my tier 10s right now, because tier 9 is just more compelling for me. I can control the engagements better. I can, you know, carry my team in case it is needed. And right now, it is direly needed somehow. Now we got the E75. Now we gotta take out this Object 705. Yeah, sorry, I didn't really talk about the gameplay right here. It was a classic, you know, E75 heavy tank game where you go into one of the corridors and fight it out, and you can just see that this vehicle is very, very competitive in such kind of close range engagements. You can pretty much, if you can dictate the combat, you're going to be very, very dangerous for the enemy tanks, because obviously you do have a very slow reload of 12.9 seconds and 9.6 seconds. That's just me. I do have some good equipment on it, very good crew. But at the same time, you kind of are always vulnerable to several vehicles. So if they would have pushed me with all the vehicles and the T95, that would have been a lot more ugly there. But luckily for us, they came in one by one. They were kind of preoccupied with shooting other tanks behind me, and I can't really blame them, because I don't really want to shoot a E75. It's just a tank that you don't want to shoot at the front. You just want to get the side or the rear, because it's just that powerful. So yeah, I know it was a short kind of gameplay, short kind of video, but I hope I did bring my point across. I know it's very spontaneous, but I like to do those spontaneous kind of videos as well. The E75 is one of my favorite tier 9 tanks, and that will probably still be the case for a rather long time. I'm trying to 3-mark this vehicle right now. Another vehicle I'm trying to 3-mark is the T10, or the former IS-8. Unfortunately, I haven't really gotten the best kind of crew in it, but still definitely this is also a great tank. But it just doesn't give you the kind of armor that the E75 does have. But at the same time, it's more flexible, it's more mobile. The armor is decent enough to go up against those tier 9 medium tanks and tier 8 medium tanks. So this vehicle, I like to play it more as a offensive flanking vehicle with the medium tanks than a heavy tank, because basically it's a fast heavy tank, so I would almost categorize it as a big medium tank. But yeah, that is definitely a topic for another video. And yeah, I hope I see you guys in the next one. Until then, keep on tanking, and I see you guys soon.